Hey yo, it's your boy Los. Let's get it. As you can see, we are talking this afternoon about T. Barlow's latest album, People of the Robe, part one. So I'm assuming part two will be around shortly. I think I saw something on social media. He was basically showing some mixing or mastering of a couple songs, whatever. So maybe a few more months, maybe around spring-ish time, we'll get those joints there. I'm late reviewing this one only because I just got it the other day. Because although I talk to Barlow every day, he forgot to let me know that his album was dropping. He also did mention me as thank yous in his song where he thanked everybody. I got a little snippet of a picture, but I didn't get a thank you. It's cool. No love lost. I'm really just kidding. That's my guy. But one thing about Barlow that I've always admired is he kind of stays in his lane, right? So I've said this before in his other album reviews as well as in his music review, or single review, sorry. He is like the Will Smith of Christian hip hop. Now I know initially that sounds like I'm dogging Barlow out, but that's far from what I'm doing. What I mean when I say he's like the Will Smith of Christian hip hop, he's safe. You know what I'm saying? He's the kind of guy you can play at a youth group, then also the kind of guy you can play around your grandma, and everything will be cool. You don't have to worry about, hey, turn it down, or wonder, is he going to say something that's, nah, he's always going to be respectful for the clientele which he's accustomed to. And this is like his maybe third album or so, and he has always kept it on that same level. You know what I'm saying? I don't get the impression that he feels he needs to up the, vulgarness or throw a couple curse words in. Nah, I'm going to glorify the Lord in the lane in which the Lord has given me, and I think it's beautiful. I really, really do. But what's funny though, dealing with Will Smith, as from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Fresh Prince, DJ Jazzy Jeff, to just playing Will Smith, there's a transition. So he's still the peaceful, loving MC Will Smith was, but you can tell there's a more of a ruggedness about him. And so on this album here, I can see that transition happening with Barlow. So the first four songs are, I don't want to say, I'm going to say this, but I don't mean it like this. They were typical Barlow songs, I guess. That sounds bad. But they were just typical to me. They were, sounds bad. There was nothing pizzazz about them, should I say. I'm going to leave it at that. They were cool. They were cool joints, you know what I'm saying? The intro was okay, but the other three songs were, it was all right. It was cool. It wasn't to me until the breakup where he just kind of stepped out of his comfort zone. So the breakup, then the makeup, Justified, my joint. I'll get that in a second. But the last four songs to me is when Barlow kind of stepped out of his shell in a sense, and the production shifted up, his style shifted up, his attack towards the production changed up, and I loved it. I loved how watching that transition with him, right? And so I have to take my hat off to him on this album here. This was a really, really great produced, mixed and mastered album. I'm glad to see a lot of production was his own, as far as, he wasn't jacking people for beats or whatever. That cat, man, was it Just B? Is it Just B? I think it's Just B. My goodness, I love his voice. And of course, my girl Brie, she on the album. Just B and Brie is on the Justified song. I'm gonna get to that in a second because I'm gonna spend most of my time on that song. That song went hard. Sorry. But yeah, so not many features, and I like that about Barlow. He can collab with cats, he does really well with other people, but I love the fact he can hold his own. He doesn't necessarily need other cats to be on the album to make it successful. He can, cats can be on it and be dope, but he also can handle it by himself. Here's the thing, and it sounds disrespectful, but it's not meant to be. There's nothing that really kind of stuck out, right? There wasn't a line, there wasn't a production per se. There wasn't anything on this album that just slapped you in the face, saying, wow, here you go. But overall, it just was an overall beautiful album. I think the makeup, I think I got saying that right. If I'm not, I'll correct it right here. But the makeup was probably the only song that made me cringe a little bit. At the beginning, it sounded like he was offbeat, and not a cool kind of offbeat, but just like he was. I don't know. I don't know where he was at. I don't know what happened with that, but maybe it was in the mixing, the master. I don't know, but it definitely was off. I didn't like that at all. I was actually bothered by that, and that I had to hold myself back from fast forwarding through that song there. But then, as the song went on, it got better, and it kind of made things started making sense, and it was cool. I love the breakup. Breakup is basically just him breaking up with sin. I love that him making it personal, and basically just not basically, but telling sin, I enjoyed you. You were good. Don't get it twisted. We had a great time. However, I found something better than you. I remember a pastor saying before years ago, but he said, if you don't enjoy the sin you're doing, then you're doing the wrong sin. Sin is enjoyable, you know what I'm saying? But there's something in Christ that's way more enjoyable than what sin can provide. Right? And that's pretty much what Barlow is saying. Is this crooked? It is crooked. Sorry, my bad. And so that's what Barlow is saying on the breakup. Don't get it twisted, sin. This was great. The women, the whatever was great. However, I have found new life in Christ, and it succeeds anything you can even think of. And so I love that. I shout out to the homie for that. Then the makeup, of course, like I already said, but Justified to me was that breakout song for Barlow, like I said, where he kind of stepped up his game, where he is a little edgier in a good way though, right? Not in a let me impress anybody way, but in a, I don't know how to put it in words, but just basically he just came out of his comfort zone. Like, I felt like he was aggressive. Like, if you know Barlow, he wears that glove, and I'll let him explain why he wears the glove. But as I'm hearing that song, I'm seeing him on the stage, hat to the side a little bit, cocked a little bit, that glove on, and maybe even a bandana, right? And he's like spelling out Justified, and he's just getting it, and the crowd is rocking with them. I can see like a wave of people, not just young cats, but just people in general, just rocking side to side with them as he's spelling out Justified. And it was dope, man. The production on that song was hitting. That 808 was knocking, and my man Just Be and my girl Brie was in the background. Yo, that song was dope, man. And it's such a truth in it about being justified in Christ. Not gonna lie, the cat that's rapping with him, I put it right here. I kind of didn't rock with him. He started off dope. I think I liked where he started off. I think his flow at the beginning was really dope. But when he said that basically you might not buy it, but because I'm not for sale, pretty much from that part there down, he kind of lost me. His style got choppy, and then he said something on the lines of, "If you can't see Christ, then see me," or something like that. I don't want to misquote him, but basically he just lost me. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of looked at Barlow a little sideways, like, bro, why you let this go? You know what I'm saying? Like, it might be the homie. I don't know. I expect to see She's Little Brother on this album. I didn't see him on this album. Kind of shocked by that. But definitely Justified is my joint. And even though, why is this thing moving? Sorry. Even though my man disappointed me on his verse, Barlow comes back in on the third verse and pretty much picks up whatever slack was missing from the homie. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Brie wasn't on. My bad. As I was saying, I kept thinking like, I don't think that's right. Brie wasn't on Justified. She was on Make Me Whole, and with Just Be. And Just Be was by himself with the cat that featured with Barlow on Justified. But Barlow, Just Be, and Brie was on Make Me Whole. Man, that is a combination that they should go on tour together. Like that, they should do an album together, just them three right there. I was so impressed with that whole sequence of events right there with them three. The chorus was beautiful. Barlow just speaking about how the Lord completes him. Man, I was just impressed with that song there. Like I said, the last four to me was a breaking out for Barlow, in my opinion. I felt that he stepped his game up a whole lot more. I feel like, it's weird. This is going to sound bad. It's not meant to be, because I don't think it to be true, but it's how I felt. I felt like the first four songs was him just saying, I'm a rapper, and I got a fan base, so I can throw whatever out and they'll bite it, right? But the last four songs was him saying, you know what, man, let me go and just knock this out the park and impress some people. That's not his style, but that's just how I felt. LL Cool J says something that I've always loved. He said, "You want a hit? Give me an hour plus a pen and a pad. I'm bad." And it showed me how LL cared about us as the consumer, while I'm going to spend a time in the lab writing this masterpiece for you. And I felt like the last 4 songs on this album here was Barlow doing that for us. Him basically saying, you know what, you guys deserve perfection. I'm going to do the best I can with that. Here you go. And like I said, the last 4 songs, he just did a fantastic job. Don't get it twisted. The first 4 songs were cool too. It's just there was for me, just an obvious gap between the songs. There was just an obvious difference. You know what I'm saying? I can't really put it in words, but I definitely enjoyed the last 4 songs. So the breakup, Justified, and Make Me Whole just went hard. It just went hard. Shout out to my guy, man. I'm disappointed that it was only technically 7 songs. The intro, it's a verse, a line, and him talking in the background. Ad-libs were kind of corny, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. He's just talking too much, man. Goodness gracious. It's funny also, right? And I say this in love. There was no corny lines. The yippee-ki-yay from the last joint still bothers me. But yeah, there was no corny lines in this one. Like I said, I'm dead serious. I feel like my man took it very, very serious, and so I'm gonna put out a masterpiece. The production was beautiful. Shout out to Brie. I put Brie. This is gonna sound strange, right? Brie is his daughter, by the way. She sings. I put Brie on the level of Evangel from Christ-Centric. Let me explain. I probably would never review an album from Evangel because in my mindset, he is perfect. He is the GOAT MC. No one can ever touch him. And if I ever reviewed an album of his, I feel like I would be, I don't know, I probably wouldn't tell the truth in this sense, even if it was terrible. Like, yo, it's dope. You know what I'm saying? Only because I have so much respect that I have for him, right? Well, although I don't know Brie, know her solely through music and through her dad, I am a fan of everything she's ever sings on, everything she's ever done that Barlow's let me hear that some of y'all haven't heard that I've heard. I'm just a fan. I am a fan of her style, fan of her music. She's dope to me, and so I probably wouldn't give a correct viewing of her album, but there's a lot of respect there because she's very gifted. But like I said, I think y'all got to hear "Make Me Whole." The way that them 3, it was dope. It was just really dope. But Just Be though, man, he sounded to me like when I heard him. Every time I hear him on these songs here, it's like the Nate Dogg of Christian rap, right? And I mean that by if Nate Dogg was on a song before he passed, if he was on a song, you can pretty much guarantee that song's gonna rock. You know what I'm saying? Because his voice, his style, it just blended so beautifully, and it was like, yo, that's hot. And Just Be, just his style to me just was like that for me. Like when I saw, after I started hearing him, then I saw he's on the next song, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be hot. And then sure enough, there he was, and it was hot. Yeah, man, I'm just a fan. I enjoyed it. I rambled enough. Album is amazing, bro. Shout out to you for this. Your best work thus far. Yeah, it was a privilege to listen to this album, and I'm always nervous to listen to albums that I'm cool with, people that I'm cool with, because I'm always, wondering how it's gonna go. But I gotta admit, dope album. Salute my guy, and I can't wait for part 2. Who knows? I might get it early. I'm not gonna hold my breath because I might pass out, but just messing, bro. Love you, fam. Y'all, please go cop this album. Pretty, please. Don't download it. Don't steal it. Don't borrow from nobody. Please don't ask for no free copies from Barlow. Please go cop it. Spend that bread. Don't stream it. Go buy the album. It's worth every penny, and let's support those of us that need it. You know what I mean? That work hard for it. All right, y'all. Grace.